Hey guys, so as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be discussing how I try to keep my skin looking young, youthful and whatnot. Recently I've had a few people ask me how old I am, not necessarily on YouTube, but I'll be 29 on Sunday. This is going up on the Friday. So today, the day that I'm uploading it, it's my son's birthday, and in 2 days time it's going to be my birthday and I'm going to be 29. And people often look at me and say, which part of you is 29? You don't look 29, you look about 23, 24. Now I don't know if people are just trying to be nice, because when some people ask me to guess their age, let's say if I think that they're 45, I might underguess and say, oh, about 42, 43. Like, just in case I'm wrong, I just want to, overcompensate and just, underguess a little bit. And especially when people hear that I have 2 children as well, they're like, how are you looking the way you are? One, good genetics, because my mom, she looks really, really young for her age as well. But I'm going to just show you and let you know some of the things that I do and some of the products that I use to help my skin keep youthful, simply because I think by the time you're of a certain age, it's kind of like too late to reverse the things that are done to your skin. Like, for example, I've got some bags and whatever under some lines, wrinkles, whatever you want to call it, under my eyes. That's how it is. There's not really much I can do about that unless I wanted to go down the surgical road, and I just don't want to do that. But I do try to minimize any further lines and wrinkles that may occur under my eyes, and that just goes for like my whole face. I'm just trying not to allow my skin to have so many wrinkles and whatnot at my age. So I'm just going to let you know some of the things that I do, some of the products that I use to try and keep a youthful appearance. Okay, so the first thing that I always make sure that I do is moisturize. Even when I'm not using makeup, I do think that having some kind of moisturizer on your face is important, and I will often use something which is like this. This is a kale moisturizer, and I have another one here which is a cellular repair moisturizer or serum. And what I also tend to do is make sure that I mix up the products that I use. So I'll never use the same moisturizer 2 days in a row, because I find that when I do use the same products 2 days in a row or more often, the effects of them tend to stop working. So I'm constantly changing what I use. I mean, I might use this one day, I might use this the next day, I might use this the next day. I tend to just mix up the products I'm using, and not just with moisturizer. That's with a lot of the products that I use. I do make sure that my skin is nice and clean before I put on any moisturizer, simply because it's absorbing into your skin. So I don't want any of the dirt that's on the surface of my face to then be absorbed into my pores. So I make sure that I clean my face. I am going to show you the products that I use to clean and cleanse my face, and then I will apply my moisturizer of choice. Again, I have so many, but this was just a few. And I also make sure that I moisturize my neck. There's no point in having a smooth face if you're going to have a wrinkly neck. They don't compare. It doesn't make sense to me. So I always make sure that I use a moisturizer on my neck as well. I tend to try, if I remember, to try and apply upwards away from gravity. If I'm pulling down, I'm pulling my skin down, it's going to stay down, and I don't want that. I don't want to help my skin to become loose and saggy. So I try to remember, especially on my neck, to moisturize upwards if I remember to do it. Secondly, I always make sure that I scrub my skin, especially after I use makeup. I have to make sure that once I've taken it off, I usually use a micellar water or a baby wipe with micellar water on it. Then afterward, I will scrub my skin, either using the T-Zone Blackhead facial scrub, which has green tea in it, or I use the Be Good facial exfoliator. Side note, all of these products were purchased by me. I don't have that kind of following to be receiving free products from companies anyway, so you know that I've purchased these things, so I'm swearing by them anyway. So I will use some kind of facial scrub to get any residue of makeup, you see this crease here? I tend to find that makeup gathers there, and I have to really clean in between there and use my nail on the side of my face cloth and make sure that it's cleaned in between, and these just help to get any residue of makeup off. I do not want to go to sleep with any makeup on my face at all. I don't want that absorbing into my skin. It just helps for breakouts to happen, and I get a ton of breakouts. When I was a teenager, I used to get spots, pimples and whatnot all the time, and I would always pick them, and they turn into scars, and they have like faded away a little bit over the years, but you know, it's just not worth having those scars. So I just try to avoid pimples from occurring in the first place, and these are the things that really help to avoid it from happening in the first place. So make sure you scrub your skin. Now, neither of these are too harsh for my skin. I do feel it exfoliating, but it's not like, oh my god, it's painful or anything like that. If you do find that you get an exfoliator which is painful to use, just stop using it. It's just clearly too rough for your skin, and that's not good for your skin. It's just going to make your skin a lot harder than it needs to be. Thirdly, one of the things that I make sure that I do is I put something on my face for the night time, because during the night your body starts to regenerate cells, repair cells. You know, like when they say, oh, you need to get your beauty sleep. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you go to sleep and then you wake up, you do look more refreshed, you feel a little bit prettier or whatever after having like a little bit of a cat nap? It's because your body is repairing during your sleep time. So I tend to try and use something on my face so that my skin can help repair during my sleeping. And I tend to either use a face mask. I haven't used this brand before, but this was like the first one that I picked up out of my collection of face masks, or the Bare Minerals nighttime treatment. This is something that I have actually made a video on before, and I will leave the link down for that video down below. I find that with this, if I have spots that night, the next morning they're literally gone when I use this. It's a powder and you just apply it all over the face. It does kind of look like you're going to bed with makeup on, but you're really not. But that really helps my skin to repair during the nighttime. It was made for nighttime repair, hence the name. Or again, I use a mask. With masks, they tend to tell you to leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes and then take it off. I don't do that. I put the mask on, whatever is remaining in the packet, I get it out and I'll slather all over my face, all over my neck, and I will sleep with the mask on. Yes, you heard me say it. I will sleep the whole night with a mask on my face. And the reason why I do that is because I am going to get all of the serum soaking into my skin. The next morning, the mask itself is completely dry. It's bone dry. So I know all of that serum that was in this packet got used up onto my face. So not only am I making sure that I've used it, I'm getting my money's worth as well. I don't want any of the serum to be left in there. I want to make sure that I am getting the full benefit of what I paid for. Can't hate me for that. But I tend to find that no matter which face mask I have used, there's some which are better than others. Some are going to have better ingredients than other ones. But no matter which mask that I use, the next morning I always see some kind of difference, some kind of positive difference in my skin. And that's because I sleep in these. Now I understand that not everybody's going to be able to sleep in a face mask, because not everybody is able to sleep like completely still throughout the night. I am fortunate enough to be able to sleep on my back throughout the night and not need to move, because you don't want to like roll over and then you've just got slime all over your pillows and all of that stuff. That, like, if you can't sleep still, don't worry about it. But if you are able to, at least try it once and see if there is a difference. I'm telling you, I love doing this. I don't do this every single night. I try to do it as often as possible. I'll probably do it like 2 times a month. Yeah, I try to do it about 2 times a month. Now, another thing that they say is what you put in is what you get out. So drinking water, having a healthy diet, etc. really does help for your skin to, you know, have a natural glow, to be clearer, less breakouts, etc. I don't tend to really have the best of diets. I don't tend to drink a lot of water, but the times where I have been strict on myself and that I have made myself have decent diet and I have on a regular basis drank water, water, I do see a very, very positive difference in my skin, but I just don't have the discipline personally. So if you do, good on you. It's just not something that I feel like I am disciplined on as much myself. But I know that when I have made sure that there was a lot of water in my diet and that I have had more of a healthy diet in regards to food, there has been a difference in the way that my skin acts, I guess. Yeah, so those are kind of the things that I do to assist on keeping a healthy, youthful appearance in my skin. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell down below. I hope this was informative. I hope it was helpful. And if you do have any other questions, I mean, just drop them down below and I will make sure that I answer any questions that you may have. And I'll see you soon. Bye.